This is our first really good sailing trip. We left Milford Haven this morning and we've done 33 miles, pretty much all of it sailing after we left the port of Milford Haven. And there's Padgett's Lady sailing along at about 5.5 knots, and just ahead of us is our goal, our destination, Lundy Island. So we're in the middle of the Bristol Channel. Can't see Wales anymore. Lovely weather, perfect weather for sailing. And we are 7 miles off Lundy Island now. I've always wanted to go there since going there as a child with my parents on a day trip. I don't remember much about it apart from feeling seasick. I don't feel seasick now, I'm glad to say. It's a great pleasure really to be going again in my own boat with a good friend, and we're hoping very much to find a pleasant anchorage at Cove, and it should be, if the shelter is as good as I hope it will be, a really lovely evening. The wind is easterly and we will be going to the Cove on the west of the island, so we're hopeful that we'll have a settled anchorage. Hopefully the holding will be good. A few people have been there before and they've written comments to say that they had a good night and the holding is good there. Let's hope so. One of our biggest challenges is to avoid all the lobster pot markers. The last thing we want is to snare the line in our propeller. Now, I thought when we decided to come out here to Lundy that the one thing we would not have to worry about was pot markers. We are 5.9 miles off Lundy and there is the Pink Boy. I don't know if it's a pot marker, surely not, because we're a long way from any fishing ports. But nevertheless, we have to keep our eyes open all the time, even when you don't expect buoys and floats nearby. There's one there. There's the island a bit closer now. Five miles to go and the wind has dropped off. It's now about 8 knots. That augurs well for this evening. Somewhere at the foot of those cliffs is Jenny's Cove. And we'll find out when we get there. Put the coordinates into the chart plotter, of course, so hopefully it will take us to not far off where we need to anchor. There's Mike, the Padgett's Lady. Just had a chat on the radio, agreed we've had a fabulous sail. And just to the left of the end of the island and to the right of the other end, you can see the English mainland. So it's our first sight of England again for a few days. We've been seeing Wales since we reached North Wales on Thursday. We were originally planning to sail from Milford Haven to Padstow, but we decided that it would be good to break the journey to avoid a really long haul. And also the tides as they are, though, would have meant arriving at Padstow in the middle of the night, which is great. It's quite difficult access, and Mike has been there before, which has been really helpful when we get there tomorrow. Anyway, we're booked into Padstow tomorrow, but tonight we're here at Lundy. There's the ship that we've been following all day on AIS, just passing us now. There's Mike. Yet another orange buoy. Must be a lobster pot or something. Very deep water, it's 42 metres here. Counted I think 7 or 8 of them, so I thought there'd be none. I've counted 7 or 8. There's the island. Just 3.5 miles now to the anchorage. Wind's dropped off considerably, just over 7 knots now. We'll soon have to bring the sails down and start the engine to navigate into the anchorage.
Trafford Road, Milford Haven Coast Guard, is that you back, over?
Just a couple of miles off now. been looking through the binoculars. I can't see anything that looks like an anchorage. There's certainly no other boats there, but hopefully the coordinates we've got are correct and we'll soon find where we need to go. Started the engine now. That will charge the batteries, give me a bit of hot water for washing and so on, which would be nice. There's not much wind, just over 7 knots. It really is looking very promising. I think that could be the cove dead ahead. Let's see if it is. Just a mile off the coast now. It looks to me to be continuous steep cliffs on the length of the island. There's a little lighthouse at that end and another one at that end. The anchorage grove, that's what that white triangle is. Pretty certain that the cove, Jenny's Cove, is directly ahead there. That's where our compass show it is. There's going to be a beach. Still got 48 metres of depth. So things are going to change pretty quickly if we're going to be confident on a good anchorage. Let's see what happens in the next mile. I'm totally relying on my instruments now, but I think this is the right place. It looks like a little cove. There's really nothing else along these cliffs. There are marks on the chart to suggest that it is an anchorage, and perhaps when we get inside it will open up a little bit. Difficult to see that at the minute, but there is a cove there. It's on the chart. People have been in before. I'm sure we have. Down to 13 metres now. I'm sure we're in the right place. It is a spectacular anchorage. Really is spectacular. So let's get ready to get the anchor down. We found the cove, Jenny's Cove, Lundy Island, and we're now anchored very close to the cliffs in 7.7 metres of water. Lovely clear water, really peaceful, no one around, but thousands and thousands of seabirds, so I can imagine it won't be all that quiet tonight. But it is lovely to be here. It really is lovely to be here. What a marvellous spot. And what a privilege it is to be able to come to a place like this, because very few people are able to do that. Come here and spend the night. Just one other person. Where's Mike over there? Hopefully he's happy. We'll have a chat in a minute. But really lovely cove, it's a marvellous spot. There's a puffin. There are hundreds and thousands of puffins here, and all sorts of other seabirds. I've seen a couple of seals as well. One came right up to the boat. It is a magnificent place. So this is the highlight of the trip so far. Tomorrow Padstow, and who knows what we'll find in the rest of the circumnavigation. We're only a few days in so far.